So I have got the title of Let Me Eat the Friggin' Yoghurt. Those that know me maybe know a bit about the story of the friggin' yoghurt, but we'll come to that, all right? So yeah, it's just my take on the stuff that we do. All right. So the talk tonight is about all the demands that are getting placed on us every single day. All the things that we now need to do for ourselves. And sometimes we just might even just get the feeling that we're being socially engineered so that at the end of the day, we have got zero capacity left. And I'm not wanting to talk too much about the tactics that may or may not be getting used on us during 2021 and previous years. But in my opinion, there's some big players out there and they know what they're doing. And we don't really need to know what we're doing, but we can feel the effects of what that doing is doing to us. And we can feel it in our day-to-day. We can feel it in our day-to-day thinking. I'm just going to pause and there'll be lots of what ifs tonight, okay? Because this is kind of stuff that I've been thinking about that will turn into courses over time. But how much of our thinking is actually just our own thinking? Are we really a bunch of procrastinators? By the way, I don't think that I am. Or are we just so exhausted from decision overload? Are we all cognitively totally fried? And is that what we're feeling when we feel disconnected? Because there's a part of us that ain't buying what's getting sold. So today I had a coffee with a really good friend, Leanne, who's on the call tonight, and we discussed different energies and how we live our life, whether it's in flow or whether it's in hustle. And so many of us are getting forced to live in hustle, experiencing all that doing energy, always busy, always that feeling of getting by or getting there, wherever there is. But how often do we actually get to just sit in our being energy? And the being energy is where we want to be, and not the doing energy. So we go to the supermarket now and we can't stand just with a trolley full of goods, giving them lots of profit, and some lovely lady packs them and we have a chat. We've got to upload everything, take it out the bags, put it into the bags, make sure it's weighed, fall out with the computer lady every single time. The wee screen that shouts at you that there's an unknown item in the basket. And I can just feel that and feel that and feel that. Because it never can weigh my milk, or it can never weigh a gift card. And we don't get that time now just to stand and just be in a queue. We don't even get to stand in a bank queue anymore just to pay a check-in. You've got to do that yourself. You've got to be a master at energy. You've got to understand kilowatts per hour. You've got to just know absolutely everything. There's nobody to give you advice anymore. You've got to do your own meter readings. You've got to be so smart about everything all the time. And then that brings me round to another good friend, and she's on the call tonight, and she gave me permission to tell you how she feels when I was kind of talking through all this stuff today. And it's even walking past people, and we understand about pattern interrupts in your brain somewhere and somebody suggests something else. But how bad do you feel when you walk past somebody and they ask you a question and you don't really have the time to answer them, and you walk away and you feel bad? How often in a day do you get made feel bad? Now, it's our choice, but you feel bad regardless, because ideally in an ideal world you want to stop and chat to them because they're doing their job. How many times in a day do you get to feel bad? And then another good friend of mine, Hilary, she receives lots of subscription emails and she feels bad deleting them because somebody's put work into it, but she knows she's never going to act on it. So there's lots of activities that we're doing in this world now that we've not done before. And we can say it because we're a certain age and stage in life, but the young ones don't know what it was like to not have all of this. So I just wanted to pose the first of my questions tonight is, how can you fill your boots in a day when somebody else's foot is halfway in your shoe? And it gets me all the time. And my daughter said something to me and it made the knees collapse from under me. And what she said was, as a human, as a person, I don't feel that I'm depressed. I feel as though I'm getting made to feel bad about myself. Everything around me, each small part is having an effect. And the weight of that on me was just too much. My knees just went wobbly. Because surely she can't be the only person that feels like that on this planet at this time. And what if all through the noise of 2021, our subconscious mind, that creative, innovative, and magical space that we all have, can see what's happening and knows that all their attempts and can notice all the attempts, and is registering them all? And what if maybe that kind of stuff is behind all the generalised anxiety disorder epidemic that seems to go about? What if we're all feeling the same thing because it's real? Because in our mind, we're all just a mind. We're just a big grey jelly in a shell. That's what we are, aren't we? And I know it's about what we think, and I know it's about our emotions, but what if our subconscious just isn't buying what's coming in? And I hope you're all following this, by the way, because I'm not looking at any of your faces because I'm looking up at my screen. So, are we all good? Cool. All right. Okay. And then we've got all the other stuff. Live in the now. But how do you achieve that? How do you actually get to achieve that when I collapse in my bed and I go, right, the dishwasher's done, the fridge is full, I've done my meter readings, I've got nothing left to give. How can I live in the now? And then we all know it's about taking that, it's what you do next. All right, that's great, right, okay. But how do you create the space to even do that? How do you create the space in your day-to-day to live now, to take the time to take the next step? So how do we achieve that? And we're going to cover some points as we go through, okay? And all that, it's what you do next that matters, which is totally true, by the way. It is what you do next. But what if what's been suggested to you is not really the right thing that you should be doing next? What if the next thing that's been suggested to you isn't for your highest or greater good? So how do we filter this out? And let's be honest, how many times, well, maybe I'm speaking for myself, how many times have you read, and I would like a show of hands of this, how many times have you read a motivational quote and you felt demotivated? Oh, my family! Yay! What is happening? Right, okay. So tonight we're going to capture some of that being energy that we're all after. We're going to be human beings just now, rather than human doings, just for a minute. Okay, so here goes with my first technical challenge. I am going to play you this advert, which I see because I've moved my computer screen, my mouses is going from one side to the other. Okay, right, could everybody just watch this for a little second? My love must be a kind of blind love. I don't know if it's cloudy or bright. If anybody wants to come off mute, what are you thinking when you watch that?
I'm feeling a mite peckish now for one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I get really annoyed. Really annoyed.
What feelings it bringing up for you, Gaynor?
I don't like the way that they play with people's emotions to get them to think that that crap food is going to make them feel fantastic and all loved up. I feel like I want to go and get a McDonald's and shove it down McDonald's throat.
Go, Gaynor.
Go, Gaynor. Don't take her on enough.
I love the song.
The song's lush. I love the song. I just don't like the way that they're utilising it. It's brainwashing people into thinking, especially with children, that it's happy family time, when in fact they're poisoning their family.
But they might be like me. I haven't had a McDonald's for 2, maybe 3 years. It's a very occasional thing. So it doesn't work that well on me.
A lot of people it doesn't, but the majority of people it does. And it's lulling, like I said, it's this toxicity of, you know, neurons that it forces to think, oh, you know, we'll all feel good if we go and have that.
For me, it was the wee girl taking her foot up to her room and shutting the door.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have some me time, but I need to have something to eat.
It almost forces me time to be something that you have to do through consumption and
Yeah.
consumerism, rather than just sitting, reading something, I don't know, practicing mindfulness, anything that's free.
For me, time.
For a walk. Yeah.
McDonald's chips down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To have a good time, you need to be buying something. And the only way that you can do that is by supporting a multi-billion-dollar exploitative company and eat more shite.
Where there's more in it for them than you.
But I also feel like they pivoted from it being a convenience food, fast food that is convenient for mums, into it now being a comfort food. And so they've taken it in a different direction with regards to what's going on with the pandemic and stuff as well. But it's interesting because they're all on their own. Yet we've spent
All on their own.
So it's just weird that they're actually propagating that as well. Because everyone there is solo and they're doing, well, not everyone, no, they are. They go off and they eat by themselves, yet so many people have spent so much time by themselves as well. So you think it's all
the micro expression, how sad they are before they start eating it, and how they've got that slight glimmer of a smile after they've eaten it.
But all the ads do that now, don't they? We're meant to save the planet, but every ad is kind of showing you how inadequate your life is if you don't have the latest car or the latest kitchen or whatever. And it's showing them as kind of being sad and deprived before, and making everyone materialistic or feeling inadequate if they can't keep up with that game.
Buy this and be happy. Okay, advert number 2. I like this crowd. You're getting the gist of this. Okay, here we go. Oh, right, wait a minute. To go into.
You need to share your screen.
I do, and I can't find my mouse because I got all excited there because I've got more to share. And share. Okay, and you can see my, oh, here we go. Here's a belter. No. Right, I can't get rid of McDonald's now. Oh, yes, I can. How are we feeling after that one?
So the other one didn't trigger me, but that one actually annoyed me. It was stupid. Like, it was absolutely dumb. Like, I don't get what you don't go into. I've never been in it. Not that I go that often. It's preempt that game now, okay. But you don't see that where people are just sitting there giggling like that.
But what you have to bear in mind is this is post-lockdown, post-COVID, and people are suffering with mental health, depression, missing people. So they're selling the side of it that, you know, happiness is having a good laugh with friends, but to do that, you need to go somewhere where you can eat crap.
Okay. So yeah, and in that one we've got groups of people, haven't we? We've got groups this time and they're happy. So from those two adverts, we've got that sad and lonely emotional state, and then we've got the happy and joyous emotional state. It's two emotional states that they're playing on. And what obviously you guys have got all there before, but those non-hypno people in the room will get to what they're doing when they're doing all of that. Mum, did you want to say something, sweetheart?
It's just I just don't understand how McDonald's ever can get through to people, because they're rubbish. Anytime I've ever had one, I'm starving after I've had it.
Yeah, hollow food, isn't it, Mum?
Horrible.
Fair point. Okay, so thank you for all taking a minute to watch them. This is taking a lot longer than I had thought. Okay, so hopefully your bums are comfortable. So, moving on then, in James Tripp's book, he quotes The Big Prometheus Rising, and it's by Robert Anton Wilson, and where he references the two faculties in our mind, which he calls the thinker and the prover. And Wilson suggests that whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove. Essentially, what you believe in your neuropsychophysiology, you'll get busy selecting and or creating evidence that will then validate that. So in other words, you come to regard something as real and true because you, first of all, believe it. So just think into that and feel into that for a little minute. Okay, just take a beat to feel into that. Because if we think about what hypnosis is, and as James says, hypnosis is an engagement of beliefs and imagination via verbal and non-verbal communication to facilitate an altered subjective reality. That's a big sentence, okay. But if someone can imagine something with our help as hypnotherapists, they're halfway to perceiving that as a new reality. But let's just view it this way for a minute. What if someone can imagine something with their help? You're halfway to perceiving that as a new reality. Okay. And that makes me feel frightened because, and I don't know how it makes you feel, but that's what makes me feel that there's bigger stuff at play here. These big companies understand, big tech, big government, big corps out there, they understand this. They understand that the train ticket, the meal ticket is creating our peak state. And there's some big players out there and they're creating peak emotions within us, which then leaves us primed, ready for them to land that suggestion. And as I said at the start, I don't know all the tactics, but I'm feeling the effect. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one that's feeling that. Okay, so here we go. And all this leads me is to the title of tonight's conversation, Just Let Me Buy the Freaking Yoghurt. So as a human being, I can walk into a supermarket, I can select a produce that I'm looking for, i.e. my yoghurt, and I can purchase that yoghurt and I can walk out the store and I don't have to have any emotions during that process. I can do that with not a single thought other than raspberry or strawberry. But is that good enough for them? So we get to the till and you're packing your own shopping and you're being busy, and then you get interrupted. And it's not the server's fault in any way. They're doing what they're told to do. Can you complete this survey? And in your private time when you're thinking, how was the service today? In my head, I'm just screaming, just let me buy my freaking yoghurt. But it's not good enough for them because they want to know how I am feeling. And they want to know how I'm feeling because they need to be able to measure that, because they know that that's currency to them. And the only way they can measure it is if I tell them how I'm feeling. Just like Facebook, when we use all the icons for love and heart and care, we're teaching an algorithm how to feel. When I go my shopping, I might be wrong here, but I expect everything to be okay. I expect to be able to find the produce that I'm looking for. I expect that the queues are going to be reasonable. I expect things that go through the scanner, well, other than birthday cards and milk for me. I expect to be able to put it into a poly bag. I don't need to create anybody to create a peak state within my mind at all. Because if I do, it's to their benefit and not mine. And internally, I am absolutely screaming every time I go shopping, just let me buy my freaking yogurt without any emotion. Okie dokie. So, all that being said, how can you clear out the thoughts of others that don't serve you? Okay, so just for a minute, if you want to close your eyes, that would be lovely. And I want you to think of something from what we've talked about tonight, because we'll get to sharing some aha moments if we've got the time, if anybody's going to change any practice or doing anything different. So I want you to think of something, okay? Something that's really annoying you, that causes you anxiety. It's a thought, okay? A thought that comes up, a feeling that comes up for you. And I want you to think, when did I make that decision? How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? And was it my decision? I want you to come up with these answers relatively quickly. Your subconscious knows what's happening here. And just give me a nod when you've got it. Cool. Now I want you to think, is that decision now that I've evolved any longer viable, or is it an obsolete decision or feeling or emotion? And with your eyes open now, I just want you to do 2 blinks of your eyes, 2 blinks of your eyes, and that removes that feeling, emotion or sensation. So I will in the chat, I'm going to share the infographic that goes along with that. And you blink again and you'll find that it's gone. Now this is a really handy tool. If you're out shopping and you want to scream, just let me buy the freaking yogurt, you can think, was this my decision? And you can blink and you can actually delete that from your mind. And it's something that I'll share with you that you can take as a takeaway from this evening. Okay, so now if you close your eyes down, I just want you to place your hands kind of round about your gut, just around about here. I've not got shorts on, honest. Okay, on your solar plexus, or you can place your hands in your heart, it's up to you. And I want you to just feel into any emotions that may have been brought to light tonight for you as I've been talking this through. And see if there's any moments that you can register with in all of this for the anxieties that we've maybe been feeling. Is there a slight chance that we're just being socially engineered so that you always feel bad about yourself? Thinking back to my daughter and what she said, do you think that this might even just be happening all around us? Silly things like how many times you catch yourself eating something and you say, what am I even eating that for? I don't even want it. Where's that all coming from? And I just want you to feel into that space, because I'll cover some kind of like mindless eating and things like that in different times. But just, if we clear out, we can create the space within so that we can stop procrastinating. Are we even procrastinating, or is it socially engineered that we just don't have the time for us? And just feel into that, knowing that you can stop beating yourself up. You're good enough. I absolutely promise you that you've always been good enough. So with your eyes closed, I want you to go to your favourite place, that favourite holiday location, that place of calm, balance, where there's no pressure. Just go there just now. See it in your mind's eye. But wait a minute, it's covered in trash. It is covered in trash. I want you to turn 360 degrees all around. Look in every direction, up and down and round. Your favourite place is littered with all the corporate logos, all that suggestive language that your mind picks up on and doesn't sit well with you. All the labels that's ever been placed on you, all the statements, you're like this, you're always late, you're always messy, all those you statements. And just walk through your favourite place, cluttered with all of that. All the conversations that didn't go to plan, all the times that you've woken up with a bustle and then feel that overwhelm that you just can't get to that thing that it is you really, really want to do. And feel right into that. And can you hear if it's noisy? Can you feel that low energy? All those negative images, feelings, thoughts, emotions, sensations. Okay, so what do you want to do with all the crap that's in your favourite place? And it's up to you how you clear it out. Take a flamethrower to it, burn it, throw it in a volcano, get the spaceship alien men to soak it up, go for it, just clear it all out. And I just want you to clear up your perfect mind space, just clear it all up. Clear it all up mentally, creating that space for you. Just clear it all out. Nobody wants anything from you. No messages coming in that don't sit right with you, that your subconscious knows is not for your highest or greatest good. Clear it all up. And now you surround yourself in an impermeable shield that just keeps all their bull crap right out the way. Whatever that looks like. Just get your eyes have been opened to all of this, and it'll be interesting to know how you perceive this in the days going forward. Your mind is no longer like a campsite at the end of a festival. Rewinding that mind, your perfect space, back to the time before, so that it's clear, so that it's yours again. Because along with the blink delete, you can do this nightly. And if you do it with consistency, this will bring the longer term change. And what if true growth happens just here? That place where you've the space to take on the learnings from the day and the time to integrate them into your very being. When we've thought of change, and how often do we make it a complicated process to the point that it's not even worth attempting to start it? And that's okay. You know, we have grand plans and unrealistic timescales, and then we beat ourselves up. Because we're busy doing rather than just busy being. Because you're doing it with limited brain space, with reduced bandwidth. You're just trying to do it within the bit that you've been left with, but not now. You don't have to do it that way now. Could it really be this simple? Just to take what may only feel like seconds every day to absorb the learnings and to let everything go. I want you to hear in your own mind. I just want you to say, yes, it can be this simple. Okay, and if you just want to open your eyes for a minute, and if anybody's got anything to share just before we move into the final section of tonight. Everybody okay? All my little travellers, are you all good? Who had a good clear out there?
Me.
Oh, did you, darling?
I blasted away all of those face-tuned fake pictures that I see on my social media every single day of my life and compare myself to, because that's probably the worst influence I have from any corporation is Instagram and Facebook creating these sort of false lives that you apparently should be living if you want to be happy, or here's what you should be looking like if you want to be the perfect person. And it's just so false, and it's so hard being one of those. I'm part of the generation that has grown up. I'm probably one of the oldest of that there is that has grown up with social media being there through every stage of my life, and I just wanted it to go away.
Well done, you. And did anybody feel a change in their energy when they started clearing out all that crap? Cool. Okay, we're going to just get moving on. I'm sorry I'm not keeping up with the chats down the side and things like that. Okay, so here we're going to do our 1-click, 2-click technique as another tool that you can take away just to give yourself some protection. That doesn't sound right, does it? To give yourself another tool in the toolkit. Okay, Honor, stop laughing. All right, everybody, I just want you to close your eyes down again. Get yourself lovely and comfortable because we're going to do some astral traveling now. Okay. Stephanie, Kerry, Carol, at the end of it, if you could please just give me a thumbs up to let me know that you're safe and well. All right, once we're back. That would be lovely. Okay, great. Okay, so lovely. Thanks, Carol. All right. Okay, close your eyes down and take a deep breath. And I want you for a moment to focus on your breathing. I want you to pretend or imagine, and then pretend that you're not pretending anymore. And imagine that you're breathing in calmness and that you're breathing out tension. And as you continue to breathe like this, just focus inward on your body. And when you exhale, you feel the tension just melt. Wherever that tension's getting held within your body. And in your mind, softly and slowly repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. And as you repeat the word, you can begin to relax now. Let every muscle relax. As you do that, you may become more aware of the ideas and the images that drift into your mind automatically, allowing yourself to drift deeper down and deeper into that feeling of relaxation as the tension leaves you now. And allow yourself to drift deeper and deeper, and imagine that's happening all by itself as you listen to the sound of my voice. And you have a sense of a wonderful state of well-being and not well-doing, where everything becomes possible and everything is doable. Everything I see now is your reality, every suggestion I give you. Your mind will act on it and your body will react on a molecular, cellular level without hesitation. Because just for a while, you'll see what I tell you to see, and you can feel what I tell you to feel, and you can hear what I ask you to hear, and believe what I ask you to believe as you sit there in this wonderful space. You're going to have an incredible feeling of liberation because you're going to separate from your physical body and the essence of who you are, that intangible part of your human body, the passenger, the observer. That physical body is separate from your other body, as you know that you can travel higher and higher and drift away, and how incredible will that feel. And you notice as you drift, you feel the essence of who you are, that true part of you, that ageless part of you, that essence of you that's infinite. And as you drift, you may become unaware of your body as you drift. Some of you may already be up there, but just relax when you get there, because we're on our way to meet you as you see yourself, that essence of you. And it may be a ball of light above your head, or a small avatar of you. And I want you to push that essence higher and higher and higher, through the ceiling, through the roof, looking down on the roof, looking down on your street. See your town or village. See it below you. See your city or the state or the county that you live in. As you drift higher, 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 free as a mind, as you drift higher now, pushing higher and higher and higher. And you can see the continent that you live on, and you can see the earth below you. And you can see that incredible planet as you're drifting higher. And you see the crescent of a moon. And you just sit down on that crescent moon and allow your legs to dangle just for a moment. As you look down on the planet Earth, you see that incredible planet for what it truly, truly is. You see the whites of the clouds and the whites of the mountain tops and the greens and blues of the oceans and the greens of the forests. See that incredible blue planet in your mind's eye. And notice as you watch that planet from way, way off, just how your perception changes. You can think about it. And as we know, of the 7.5 billion people on the planet, of which you are one unique individual, and I promise you that. You are a whole being. You're an incredible creation of this known universe. There's no one else like you. There never has been anyone like you. There never will be anyone as truly incredible as you are. You are love. You are loved. You are loving. You are worthy of being loved. Notice how your perception has changed with the perspective that you now have. What seemed to be overwhelming is no longer overpowering you. Things that have been hard or difficult to do no longer have any power over you. You are loved. And when you are loved, and when you're loving, you are truly unique. And you're no longer disconnected in any way. We are connected beings. If you were to give away everything that someone else had hand in making, you would be left with nothing. Feel that nothing now. Feel that connection to everyone in this call now. And in your mind, I want you to see a target in front of you, a massive target between you and Earth. And it's like an archery target. And I want you to see the bands in that very centre. And in that centre, I want you to put every thought that isn't yours into the centre of that target. Every piece of information that manages to sneak past your subconscious mind knows doesn't serve you for a higher or greater good. And while you're up there, if you've got any hate or anger or pain or sadness or embarrassment, just fire that all in the middle too. Because it's okay, there's no edges to any of this. And I want you to put it all in the centre of that target, because in a minute I'm going to make a sound. Swoosh! And it'll be the sound like you're getting fired straight through the centre of that target, straight to the other side, where there will be neutral, a state of neutral emotion. I want you can either be brave or have no fear at all, because you'll feel better once you're through. So it'll take a split second, a millisecond, as every negative emotion that you have control over will leave. So get ready for that sound. It will be as if your mind and body are wiped clean of those negative thoughts that are not yours. Where you go into a space of neutral emotion. Get ready. Swoosh. Through and out the other side, drifting in space, in a neutral space where nothing bothers you, nothing affects you, nothing disturbs you. And it's a strange space to be in. A space of neutral emotion. Now as you drift in that space, feel that feeling of neutral now. And in that neutral, you've got the space to make the right decisions. You can take the right actions and have the right outcomes for yourself. Feel into that being. Now, as you drift in that space, I'm going to snap my fingers once. And as I snap my fingers once, the sound of me snapping my fingers will anchor you to this feeling of neutral. And that feeling will be anchored by the sound of the snap of my fingers from today. We'll also be able to snap your own fingers to achieve this state of neutral. And that's right, whenever you need to access neutral, whenever you need to make the right decision, you snap your fingers once and you'll enter instantly into this space of neutral. From today, whenever you need to think clearly, you need to access neutral emotion, you can snap your finger once and you'll instantly go back to this incredible space of neutral where you can make the right decisions and take the right actions. The right next step for you, and you can make the right decisions and take the right actions to get the right outcomes, because you now have control of your emotions and you can switch off with a snap of the neutral emotion. Ready? Snap. You can no longer can feel any or experience any of those thoughts that weren't yours, any of that hate, anger, pain, sadness or jealousy, because you can switch it off and get to neutral. You can make the right decision as you drift in that space, and imagine once again, just drifting further and further, drifting back up higher than you did before. You may even hear some music. Think of what you can hear, if anything, as you drift again. You might want to hear that music and just drift higher and higher, the beautiful sound of music in your mind, as you drift again away from the planet. And you can look down again and you can see the planet Earth, because just for a moment, you're drifting as a mind. Drift silently as your mind. Experience the incredible expansiveness of freedom. And once again, see the target in the mind's eye and see the bands and see the centre. And now this time in the centre of that target is every positive emotion that you've ever felt. Pure love, kindness, passion, pleasure, joy. Every positive emotion that you've ever felt is in the centre of that target now. In a moment, I'm going to make the whoosh sound again, but be ready, because as you go through this time, your mind and body are going to be flooded with the most intense feeling of love and pleasure, bliss, happiness, joy, passion, the most intense feelings that you're ever going to experience are going to go through you as you pass through that target. And I want you to enjoy every single millisecond of this as you go through that target, as you drift in the space of total pure love and joy and happiness and pleasure. So I want you to get ready again. Ready? Straight through and out again, drifting in space, feeling that feeling flooding over your body, every cell, every fibre, lifting you and lifting you now. That's right. Think of that piece of music as it floods your mind. You might even get a colour or a picture or that place where you've loved, that clear space. Go to the place where you loved or have been loved, where you felt pleasure or passion. Think of that moment now and let that flood your body now. It's okay to feel this good. It's okay to feel this wonderful. That power, your true immense power, feeling that physical power now. And as you feel it, I'm going to snap my fingers twice. And you're going to feel that as I snap my fingers twice. My snap's not working. And every time I snap my fingers or clap my hands, you're going to feel that increasing 10 times stronger, 20 times stronger, 100 times stronger, more powerful than you have ever felt this in your life. Feel that power building and building and building, and knowing that you are an expansive being and you can take all of this good. That's right. And when you think you can't experience any more of your own power or happiness or joy or love, it's going to get 100 times stronger, because from today, whatever you're feeling, when you're feeling like this and you clap your hands or snap your fingers twice, that feeling is going to ramp up and ramp up and ramp up, growing even stronger now, 1,000 times stronger in your body. Feel that growing now. That's it. And you can snap your fingers twice and you will feel this. You will feel this depth of emotion within you, because this now belongs to you. This is yours. This is you. And think of all the fun that you can have within this space. Think of all the decisions that you can make in neutral. You can no longer suffer the anger or hate or sadness or jealousy, and you can switch that off with one snap. But when you're feeling that love and feeling that pleasure, and you want to experience living in the moment, getting ready to take the next step that's right for you, you can snap or clap twice, and you're going to ramp things right up. This belongs to you. This is yours. How good is it to feel this alive? How lucky are we to be on this planet at this time, all together, all of you together? How lucky are we to feel this pleasure, to feel this love, to feel this joy, to feel this community that we have now? How lucky are we? From today, when you feel and you want to ramp it up, snap twice. This belongs to you, because you are worth every single bit of this and more. And in a moment, I'm going to begin to count up to 10, and you're going to drift back from wherever it is you're out there traveling. And I want you to bring back all the unconditional love that you can absorb while you're up there. Soak it all up now. All that unconditional love that's there for you. It's up to you how you imagine doing that. You might want to soak it all in, like soaking in amazing white light, and drawing it in to your very core. You might even see the faces of loved ones as you do this now. See the faces of the ones that you love. Absorb all the unconditional love that's there for you and for yours. Remember that from today, if you want to access neutral, it's one snap. And if you want to ramp up the intense pleasure that you get from life, it's 2 claps. Whenever you want to ramp that up. And know that you don't ever need to feel guilty for feeling good, ever again. Know what it feels like to be here in this time. As I start the count now. 1, feeling wonderful. 2, to achieve everything you want in your life and do it with love, joy, and power. 3, feeling the freedom from every negative emotion that's ever held you back. 4, feeling the force of the energy, the love that's flooding through your mind and your body, lighting you up. 5, feeling incredibly alive. 6, 7, 8, opening your eyes and feeling absolutely incredible. 9, 10, and back you all come. Remembering 1 clap for neutral, 2 clamps to ramp it right the way up. You wonderful cosmic beasts. So, how is everybody? You can come
You
off.
did-
I'm
you
just
did
going to wind
amazing
things up now.
job. Well done, Adrian. Absolutely brilliant job. Well done.
Well, thanks, Treasure.
So good. Thank you
Thank
so much. I went to an absolutely amazingly loving, happy place. So thank you.
Oh, good. It's nice to see that you're back with us. And look, Honor stayed awake all the way through. Bless her, love her, squeeze her.
It was excellent. Thank you so much. It was really powerful.
Oh, good, guys. Good. So now, whenever you want to scream in the supermarket, will we do a group scream? Does everybody just want to scream, let me buy the freaking yogurt? 1, 2, 3, go.
Let me buy the
me buy
freaking
the
yogurt.
Yogurt.
Just remember, you've got some powerful tools there. If you don't jump off, what I'll do in the chat is I'll share the link for the infographic that Freddie has proofreaded for me. I'll share that infographic with everybody so you've got it. So we've got some really powerful tools that will help us remove all that stealthy, sneaky crap that our subconscious mind is picking up on and going, mate, this isn't for you. This is where the disconnect's coming from. It doesn't sit well with your soul. It doesn't sit well with your energy. It doesn't sit well in your field. There's a part of you no buying what's getting sold. So all the stuff that doesn't sit well with you, all the stuff that your brilliant, creative, absolutely amazing subconscious mind is trying its very best to filter out for you. We've got some tools now that can help us defend ourselves, okay? In those times that you feel out of whack, out of sorts, when folk are talking and you feel that disconnect, you've got some tools that you can just kind of lean into for that part that's not buying what they're selling. Because maybe this is just what's driving, and I'm going to do my horrible quote things, generalized anxiety disorder. Thank you, everyone.